Hello and welcome to everybody to Gary and Mon 50/50 UK and Thailand. This is a video dedicated to our house build plans. So as you can see on the first picture here, this is the front entrance coming up steps. The actual house is going to be 1.5 meters above the ground with a crawl space under there. So all the services will be put there, all the water, all the, I call it, pipe, and various other bits and pieces, so that we've got everything visible, because on a previous build everything was stuck under concrete and we've experienced problems with water pipes bursting and can't find them or locate them. So this is why we've elected to go for 1.5 meters above the ground. The other reason why it's 1.5 meters above the ground, there's an annoying part of Thai buildings that have frustrated me, both in our current place we live, but also when you look around other houses. This, they call it salt, chem, but I call it rising damp. In the UK, we've resolved that by putting damp-proof courses and damp-proof membranes in. That's not the standard protocol in Thailand, but I researched and found that damp often doesn't rise above 1.25 meters. So if we have our posts and columns above 1.25 meters, then hopefully the damp won't rise up there. Also, damp don't often show itself from coming up through tile course. So the whole of the balcony and inside, like most houses, will be tiled. So keep our fingers crossed we won't get any damp, but watch this space. I'm sure I'll let you know later on in years to come. Okay, on this plan you can see this is our actual house, and then we have a balcony, and then we have an additional 1.5 meter overhang. These are your poo pots with an airless filter tank, and then it goes down supposedly to a main sewer. But we don't have a main sewer, so it will go into a leach field that we will put here. That's on both sides. This particular thing is a grease trap. That's for the grey water and from the kitchen, and that will feed into the leach field that goes past the poo pots. The same on the other side from the shower. If you can see the shower line here, that also will leach into there. It will go into there and will go into the leach fields that we will have on both sides down here. Hopefully we won't get problems, but there you go, we'll see. These are supposedly all inspection hatches, but that will probably be altered. So that's the actual main plan of the house on the land itself and where it sits. This is the balcony at the back, which is a covered space, and hopefully will be like an entertaining area as well, and we will probably have an outside kitchen. Okay, this is the floor plan, and as I mentioned before, this is the actual house outline. It's hexagonal, and yeah, I designed it this way because I wanted to have as much outside space or inside outside space as possible. So these are all bifolding doors, so in the morning we'll be able to open all of those, and they're not going to have glass in. They're going to be like shutters. So that will then open the whole of the house up. The kitchen is going to be here, and our TV, etc., is going to be there. The bedrooms aren't particularly big, but I'll show you the dimensions of those a little bit later. So, as you said before, the entrance, we come in here, we go through some lovely ornate double doors that will then go through into an archway straight into the house. Okay, these are the configurations of the bathrooms and toilet, shower, etc. There will be exact opposites or exactly the same in both bedrooms. The shower is going to be in the corner there, or the drain for the shower is there, the shower there. They're not particularly big, 4.2 meters by 1.9 meters. And then there's a sliding door, as I mentioned before, to stop. So yeah, and that's the side-on configuration. So the shower will be here, and yeah, typical Thai, simple, but hopefully 4-star hotel look. Hopefully that's the plan I'm going for. I don't think we can quite afford the 5-star hotel, and I don't think we need to, but yeah. It's not big, but it will work. How long do you spend in the shower for when said and done? So this is the roof plan, and the roofs will have a 20 degrees slope, and as you can see, there's 6 slopes or 6 sides, plus the addition of the extended balcony stroke entertainment area out the back, but that will have a conventional 25 degrees. We did discuss about having insulated metal sheeting, but one of the builders has mentioned about another product that he thinks we might be interested in. I think he's coming later today, so we'll have a discussion about that. We'll see it. But there also is the option of some of you are aware, if you see it being in Thailand, that they use like a quite strong corrugated plastic style roof, which is very durable. And because of the size of our roof, we're mindful of the fact that we need to reduce the weight. We have had engineering drawings done, but they recommend that we don't use ceramic or tiles, essentially. Don't use a tiled roof because the weight will be enormous. Yeah, so we've opted not to go for a tiled roof. This is a slightly different angle, and as for the entrance, so these crawl spaces are they've said it's to be put flat concrete blocks in there, and then all these aren't actually going to be windows, they're going to be shutters, because I don't want any glass in here apart from this front one, which will have the glass down the sides here, and that'll allow light into the hallway, and then obviously going through there. So as you can see, there's the 1.5 meter overhang from here, and then hopefully down here just we'll do a meter wide and a meter deep, and we'll fill that full of stones, so essentially making like a French drain. I know we won't have a leach field for the drain go off into the property, but I'm hoping that will be sufficient when there is significant rain to not then back the water to come across to the house. But we will investigate that a bit more a bit later. So this is the side aspect. So there's the front steps going up. This is the balcony area coming all the way around here on the hexagonal. This shows all the doors or windows, or they're not going to be either of those, they're just shutters. And then I think this is the post pillar here, and then this is the outside space extended out here. I have plans to put a pool here, but at the moment I'm not getting the builder involved in that. That'll be coming a bit later on. these are the windows. That will be the only glass, and they'll be for the windows for the bathroom, because we need to have some light in there. I might actually put the glass blocks. I quite like those, so I may well put the glass blocks in there, because I'll explain in a moment. Inside is quite unique as well. Well, I think it's quite unique. So there's a mod trying to, or an ant trying to. Okay, this is where it gets a little bit technical. These are all the concrete plinths and the posts coming up to the main ring beam that will go around the house. This is a side-on view from the front, cut through. So these are obviously our bathrooms, the toilet, shower, etc. Both sides, and then the archway going into our lounge. The architect has actually put sliding doors in there, which we may well go along with, but as it stands, we originally said we didn't want to do that. These posts here are the main posts. There are 7 of them, and they are going to be 0.5 meter wide. They are going to be extremely well engineered, because they are going to support the roof. Now the roof is going to be vaulted. I don't want any plasterboard or anything inside. So for people who have been to Thailand, they call it like salawat, so like a temple. So essentially it's all open. But the plan is, once we've completed everything, to actually put wood on the inside. So this void here will be covered. I'm not sure whether I shall insulate the whole lot. I think it'd be too much. I don't actually think it'd be worth it, actually, to be honest. But also as well, this is all part of the structure, and the capping on the top is just to make it look pretty. I don't know about the glass around there. I'm not sure yet. We're undecided. But we're a long way before we get to there. So there are 6 main structures, or main roof structures, that will go to a main bob in the middle that is also constructed. And this out here will be it will be covered so that no birds can get up inside there. Because if you notice, in Thailand, often the birds, they find a hole, they'll build a nest. So this picture shows where the roof line of the extension out, well, not extension, it's all part of the balcony area. That's 5 meters wide. So that will join the roof there. And as you can see also, that's the roof structure. And these are the windows around here. I don't know what that door isn't there. I don't know why that's there, but we'll worry about that later. These are all the specs for the shutters and doors, etc. The bathroom and bedroom door entrances, they will be sliding doors, because we're a bit tight, not on space, but because it will use a lot of space if you have a conventional door that opens in like that. And I want to use wood door, and I thought it would look quite nice to do like stable doors or sliding doors. There was a discussion that maybe we will use doors that slide into the walls, but I think trying to get a Thai builder to do that, the engineering, and I think it may confuse them a bit. So they do these sliding doors. You can buy them from places like Global House and places like that. So we've also got a carpenter that we like, and we've sounded him out to do all the shutters and do all the ornate woodwork. So I'm sure that won't be a problem for him. So these will be the bedroom windows or shutters. My plan is to have shutters inside and out, and then the mosquito net between the shutters so that we don't get any visitors. As I said, this is for the bathroom, but I'm think I may well go along having glass blocks. Okay, I had trouble conveying, well, not trouble, I explained to the architect that I want to use AAC blocks, and I want to use larger or thicker than what they normally use for like house builds. They normally got 75 mil concrete blocks, and when they do AAC blocks, they do the same size. I would like to use 17.5 centimeters, so 175 centimeters AAC blocks. This will enable us to build it more of on a conventional Western style. So I tried to explain to him, and I've explained to both the builders, essentially these will have the AAC lintels. I don't want any of these concrete in there. I don't want that. If you've got 17.5 centimeter blocks, 175 mil blocks, they're going to be somewhere in the region of that width. They won't need to put any form of concrete lintels halfway up and concrete plinths. It'll all be about the setting out, and once it's set out and they start putting the walls up, it will be no different to how you would normally do walls in the UK or Western style. So it remains to be seen as to whether we get my wish, but I have actually told them where we can buy the lintels from. I've done my research, but this is why I have asked them to do me a plan, cost out, as in for the main pad stroke slab concrete up to that stage, and the roof and the posts, etc. That is sort of what I call phase one. Phase two will be the building of the main house structure. Excuse me. That I may well have to do next year, but we'll see, or later on this year, 2025. Sorry, 2025. So anyway, we'll see how they come back with the prices. I've had one come back with a rough guide, and he's coming round to visit us tonight and give us a more of a in-depth price. So we'll see what he comes back with. This is a duplicate of one we saw earlier, but it's a bit bigger. So obviously this is where the toilet comes to these pots, toilet pots. And I've got another drawing in a second. So that's a grease trap, and that water will come into past where the poo pots are and the filter pot. So essentially the shower water will continue along and will go into this, and this will go into like a leach field here. Along here will be a driveway. So yeah, hopefully you understand what I'm talking about. Okay, it's a bit technical, this one, but these essentially are the poo pots. These are all, that's the grease trap overflow. These are the leach fields for the water from the poo pot, and then this is a filter as well, and then these are all related to the continuation inspection, just in case you get a blockage. So they're technical drawings. Both the builders understood them as what they were, and yeah, I have sort of understood what this is. This is for the concrete per 150 meters cubed. It's got to be certain types, deformed steel and smooth steel and shape steel. So it's all to do with the rebar and the concrete specs, as far as for the foundation, for the pad stones, for the ring beam, for the main posts for the roof, etc. So it's all in Thai, but Mon has explained it to me, and essentially it's just technical. We just got to make sure when they do actually have the materials delivered to site that we check the spec, and also when we have the concrete. I think Mon and I are going to go see the concrete supplier to make sure they understand what the builder wants, because the main half-meter posts for the roof have to be a special concrete, and because it's a very structural part of the building. Okay, this is what they call a solid beam plan. So this is the main structural beam that is for the posts that are supporting the roof, and also for the steps coming in. So this 2 meter by 2 meter F1, so that's 2 meter by 2 meter F1, that will be incorporated into what they call C1. So that is the half-meter circular posts there. They're going to be using a steel form that you can buy, which similar they're using like shopping malls and things like that. Once they've finished, or once it's cured, you remove them and they essentially look like polished concrete. We've got to make sure that they use these vibrators to get the concrete all the way down, because if they don't, you're going to end up with voids, and then you're going to end up with problems later on, because it will affect the integrity of the strength of the posts. These posts here are for the steps going in, and then there's another post there for the structure going across there. So this is like for the main ring beam. Okay, this is the foundation plan where all the pads are going to be, and then the post coming up to the main ring beam. As before, they're all specific. The F1 goes with the F2, the F2, see what, etc, etc, etc. There's 30 here, quite a lot, but I have seen buildings with more, so I don't think it's going to be a problem. Okay, here we go. This is to do with the roof. So I'm going to flip between the 2 pages here. A, truss 2. So A, truss 2. These are the trusses that will be going over the back covered area. They won't be as wide as the main building, but they will do exactly the same as the main building. They will sit on the pads, on the square pads that are 50 centimeters by 15 mil, and they will be welded to that. So that will come out the back. This truss 3 will come from the back of the house and go there, straight across there. So that will essentially be the only part of the house where there is a different angle. B is truss 1. They're all the main structural trusses. So they're all going between the half-meter posts that are round. They're the main structure of the roof. So they are going to be made of 100 mil box section. So by 3.2 mil thick. And then the infills between to structurally make it sound are going to be 75 mil. So it's going to be quite a structure, but I'm hopefully once we've lined it out, you won't see that, but you'll just see this lovely roof line inside, so more vaulted. So that's that. And then these C ones here, they're the ones that are going to be welded between these to make the structural integrity, so all together. So they will have once again, 100 mil by 100 mil, whatever. So they will go between those trusses, the main trusses. And then I think D, yeah, I think that's it now. I think that's it. Okay, and finally, this is the design, the plan, etc. for the stairs that go up to the main house from the ground. There's 7 of them, and it's one, as you can see, 1.5 meters above the ground. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. This also shows, as I said before, we're having concrete panels between the ring beam, and then on the concrete panels they'll pour a concrete slab with reinforcing in it, tying it all together and making it super strong, I hope. I have sort of intonated that I might well put a damp-proof membrane down between the concrete panels and the slab to remove any chance of any rising damp. But as I said before, we're essentially above where the parameters that in building terms will give us rising damp. So we'll see a bit later on. But also as well, the whole of the slab will have tiles on it. So normally the water or damp doesn't leach through ceramic tiles, or it hasn't leached through ceramic tiles. It doesn't leak through ceramic tiles. It remains to be seen. Okay, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel and you've also would like to subscribe, I'd love you to continue to watch further videos on our house build. And if there's any questions you've got about what I've spoke about today, or any comments you'd like to make, or any advice, please do. I'll only be too happy to reply to you. Thanks again for watching the video, and I look forward to further installments, and goodbye for now.